Good evening. This is Newsline. I'm Specialist Ginger White. An Air Force officer in Korea just shy of retirement with 19 years and 10 months of service has been convicted of a variety of crimes and dismissed from the Air Force. Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Wilson, assigned to the 554th Red Horse Squadron, was charged with creating a false document, unlawfully removing his 2001 officer performance report from his official record at Hickman Air Force Base, Hawaii, as well as other charges, including 2 counts of obstruction of justice. Wilson pleaded not guilty. After both sides presented evidence, military judge Colonel Ann Berman found Wilson guilty of all charges. The workload for active duty Air Force units shows no signs of letting up anytime soon. Major General Bruce Tuxell, the Air National Guard advisor to the USAFE commander, feels this is why and where Guard and Reserve forces prove their true worth.
The Air Force is has made a conscious decision through the years to make sure that the Guard and Reserve are a viable part of the total force. And right now, the Air Force is saying that they would like to use us, and they are using us, and we're very proud to be a part of that total force.
Service members know how important deployment readiness has become over the past year. Specialist Emily Adams explains how the Kaiserslautern military community in Germany is helping protect its airmen in case of a nuclear, biological, or chemical attack.
An increased risk of terrorism means it's even more important to make sure you have a gas mask and that it fits properly. Gas mask fit tests are required for airmen within 60 days of arriving in Germany.
We go through 5 tests, which include regular breathing, deep breathing, rotating the head from side to side, rotating the head up and down, and jaw rotation.
If you don't have eye inserts, the testing takes fewer than 6 minutes and usually only needs to be done once.
It's not required again unless you have a 10% gain or weight loss. In that case, you would need to get it fitted again. Or say, for instance, you exchange masks, you'll need to get it done again.
The test compares air outside your gas mask to the air you're breathing from inside the mask. If you happen to fail the test, it just means something needs adjusting. Reporting from Ramstein Air Base, Germany, Specialist Emily Adams, AFN News.
Many have described the deck of an aircraft carrier as the most dangerous place on Earth. Army Sergeant Dan Milbauer is on board the USS Abraham Lincoln in the North Arabian Gulf, and he tells us about one piece of equipment that helps pilots land safely.
Hundreds of sailors are on the deck of carriers like Lincoln all day, every day, and it's their professionalism and attention to safety that ensures no one gets hurt. Helping pilots land, though, is a contraption they affectionately call the meatball. It's a group of lights, and there's a certain way to read them. As the plane approaches the ship, the pilot knows by those lights whether he's flying in at the proper angle. If the meatball doesn't look right from the pilot's point of view, or the lights on the sides of it are flashing, it's a wave off, and the plane must circle back and try again. The meatball is one crucial piece of the safety puzzle on Lincoln, and it's helped keep the flight deck accident-free on this deployment. On board USS Abraham Lincoln in the North Arabian Gulf, Army Sergeant Dan Milbauer, AFN News.
Service and family members stationed overseas have an opportunity to see how other cultures celebrate religious holidays. Army Sergeant Stephen Roach is doing his shopping early and has this report.
About 30 kilometers from the city of Frankfurt in Wiesbaden, Germany. We're here like other cities in Germany. The Christmas markets are in full swing. Earlier tonight, we caught up with Lieutenant Colonel Dennis Slater. He's a 221st Base Support Battalion commander from Wiesbaden, Germany. He said if you're going to go to a Christmas market, you need to be aware of your surroundings.
It's important to be aware of what's going on around you from a force protection perspective, but also just crime prevention. We're generally very, very safe here in Germany, but the Christmas markets are crowded, lots of people having fun, and it's just helpful to take a look around and pause and see where you're at and where you're headed.
If you haven't made it to the Christmas market in your area, you have until about the 22nd of December.
And this is what the show's called.